What is the Jewish source for celebrating a birthday?
Celebrating a birthday is an interesting concept because throughout history, mostly by Jews, you didn't find so much the concept of celebrating a birthday. The Rabbi in Tafshin Memches in 1988 instituted a mitzvah of celebrating birthdays. Until then, even by Chassidim, it wasn't such a common thing. Now let's go backwards. We do find sources in Torah for the idea of celebrating a birthday. The Ben Ish Chai brings that in his family, they always celebrated birthdays. In the Yerushalmi, it says that on a person's birthday, his mazel is stronger, and that most people are mechabev, they like the day that they were born and they make something special with it. Now, regarding in Torah, the concept of celebrating a birthday, as we said, by Jews, it was not really such a custom which was prevalent, and that's why we find that a lot of the Gdolei Yisrael, a lot of the great Jews of the past, we don't know when their birthday was. However, by Chassidim, and as we said, there were certain cases and certain stories by Gdolei Yisrael, as we mentioned with the Ben Ish Chai and others, that they did celebrate birthdays. But in general, by Chassidim, starting from the Baal Shem Tov, there was the idea of celebrating his birthday, but it was done in a manner which was totally secret. Most people didn't even know about it. Only his special students knew about it, to the extent that we know the Baal Shem Tov's birthday was on Chayel. Other Chassidim have a different Kabbalah, a different tradition of a different day in El. We know because we heard it from the Alter Rebbe, who heard it from the Maggid, that the Baal Shem Tov, the big Suda that he made on Chayel, was because that was his birthday. However, it wasn't something which was public, the fact that he was celebrating a birthday. And the same was by each and every one of our Rabbeim. In fact, the only Rebbe that we don't know when his birthday was is the Maggid, and the Maggid was the only one who wasn't born to parents who were Chassidim. Baal Shem Tov, his father, was also a follower of the hidden tzaddikim. The Alter Rebbe, his father was a hidden tzaddik, was a follower of the Baal Shem Tov, etc., etc. The Maggid was born to parents who weren't Chassidim, and we don't know the date when the birthday of the Maggid was. But the other birthdays of the Rabbeim, we know that they celebrated, but at the time Chassidim didn't know about it. It was something that was done only privately by within the family. Regarding the birthday of a tzaddik, so we also find something which wasn't known to Chassidim, but that Frierdiker Rebbe revealed to us, and that is that it was one of the sons of the Tzemach Tzedek who was very broken from the Stalkus, the passing of the Alter Rebbe. And he used to fast every year on Chai Elul, on the birthday of the Alter Rebbe. Until he was told by the Mittler Rebbe that on the birthday of a tzaddik, since that day of his birthday is the time when his neshama came down into this world, and a neshama klalis, a general neshama of a tzaddik, of a rebbe, before it comes down into this world, all the neshamas in Gan Eden gather together and they all bless it and they all give it special gifts that it should be successful with its mission in this world, because it's a mission for the whole Klal Yisrael. After the neshama successfully fulfills its mission and it comes back up every year on its birthday, there's a big suda and a big celebration where all the tzaddikim come, just like they had come on the first time, and at midnight, the Creator himself comes to be part of this celebration of the tzaddikim in Gan Eden. And that's why he changed then the date of his fasting to a different date, that it shouldn't be on the birthday of the Alter Rebbe. Which means the birthday of a tzaddik is something that was already, as later was revealed to us, but even then we didn't know this concept until the Frierdiker Rebbe revealed it, how each one of the Rabbeim would privately celebrate their birthday, but that's the idea of the birthday of a tzaddik. However, birthdays of people, of regular people. They were special days. It was a day when, by Chassidim in general, and especially since the time of the Frierdiker Rebbe and the beginning of the Rebbe's Nesias, there was the idea of using it for special increase in Avodas Hashem, for learning more, for davening more, for getting an aliyah, for chazening a maimer chassidus, etc., etc., but not necessarily, and maybe necessarily not, a day of celebration. So a birthday of a tzaddik was a day of celebration. The reason why it wasn't a day of celebration is because by a tzaddik, it's felt he's completing his mission of the neshama coming down to this world. A regular person, it says in the pasuk, Toiv yoyim hamaves miyoyim hivolda. The day of death is better than the day of birth, because on the day of birth, you don't know if the person will be a tzaddik or a rasha. And every day by the birthday, what's there to celebrate for? I'm going to celebrate the fact that I came into this world, but I don't know if I'll actually fulfill my mission. In Tafshin Mem Ches in 1988, the Rebbe then made a miftzah to celebrate birthdays. And the Rebbe explained an interesting thing. So in addition to the fact that we do find this source both by the tzaddikim of Chassidus and by other tzaddikim that in their families' birthdays were celebrated. But nevertheless, the Rebbe said the reason why we start celebrating birthdays now is a very interesting thing. Since Mashiach is coming, it's time now to finish the last birurim of Inyanei Chol, the last refining the sparks of mundane matters and transform them into holiness. Which means that regular people, as the Yerushalmi states, most people celebrate a birthday, but that wasn't a spiritual thing, that wasn't a holy thing, that's something which a person, by nature, he likes to celebrate his birthday, and that's why you usually saw it more lahavdil by the goyim, and only in specific times did we see it by Jews. Because the nature of a goy, of a person in this world, is he celebrates the day he was born. That's a mundane issue, celebrating the fact that I was born, the fact that I exist. To take that and transform it into Kedusha, that's what the Rebbe says we have to do now as the preparation for Mashiach, to transform that, not just to do extra Torah and mitzvahs on my birthday, but to transform the celebration itself as a celebration that adds in Kedusha, that adds in the holiness. That's the ultimate transformation, taking the essence, the physical essence, and transforming it into something holy. Taking the fact that I'm celebrating, the fact that I'm here, and transforming it into a celebration which brings Kedusha, which brings holiness. And that's the ultimate preparation for the coming of Mashiach.